Adventures of Thomas the Tank Engine, Episode 26, Big City Accident. One day, Russ was resting on the shore of the bridge when his friend Logan arrived. "Russ," said Logan, "so Tom and Hal would like you to pick up the new turntable walls and bring them to the turntable by the narrow gauge railway." "Alright," said Russ, and he puffed away. Logan liked Russ, but he couldn't understand how his friend was so gloomy all the time. Russ was just collecting the turntable walls when Charlie rushed up. Hey Russ, he said. "Not another one of your jokes," moaned Russ. "Whoa, hang on," said Charlie. "I never said I was going to." "Whoa, Russ, look at Harold. He's flying upside down." "Wait, where?" said Russ. But Russ soon realized that Charlie had played a joke on him. "Not funny," he said. "Charlie, your jokes are meant for 2-year-olds, not for engines or anyone else who lives on solar." "Oh, please," said Charlie. "My jokes are very entertaining. When the flying Scotchman came to visit for Christmas, I told him a truckload of jokes, and he didn't really laugh at any of them." "Tell you what, Charlie, I'll make a little deal with you. If you can play the same joke I just played on you to the next engine you see, I'll stop telling jokes to you." Said Russ. "I'm not that much of a jokes person." "Oh, come on," said Charlie. "You want to keep listening to my jokes? I've got another one. Okay, what do you get when you..." "Okay, alright," said Russ. "I'll do it. But you better keep your promise. Unlike that time where you found that elephant that escaped from the animal park, and after the engines found out that you weren't joking about it, you decided you wouldn't tell any more jokes, but you didn't keep that promise." "I'll keep this one," said Charlie. "Fine," said Russ, and Russ puffed away. Russ arrived at the turntable by the narrow gauge railway. The line that went across the turntable as a standard gauge line, but it also had a dual gauge track built into it so that the narrow gauge engines could go into the sidings around the turntable. The Allsdale Railway is right next to the narrow gauge railway, where the standard gauge track goes under the ballast chute. Rex was pushing his ballast truck over the hopper so that Duck could load up his trucks with ballast. Duck shunted his trucks under the ballast chute. Soon the first truck was loaded, and Duck began to push the second one underneath the hopper so that it could be loaded up with ballast. Russ turned around at the turntable and stopped by Duck. He realized he had a chance to play the joke that Charlie had played on him. "Hey Duck," he shouted, "look at Harold. He's flying upside down." "Wait, where?" said Duck. Duck pushed the trucks out from under the ballast chute so he could get a look at Harold. But then there was trouble. Duck couldn't see the turntable up ahead. It was beginning to turn so his mother could leave his siding, but the trucks hit the turntable and went off the track. And Duck went off the rails as well. "Whoa!" cried Duck. "Whoa!" Duck's ballast trucks went off the turntable and they crashed right on the Bulstrode. "Hey, what the?" said Bulstrode. Duck, meanwhile, couldn't stop. He went over the tracks and was now heading straight for the foundation of a bridge tower. It was basically a tower that had a train bridge going through it. Duck shut his eyes in horror. He hit the torch and the tower gave way. Then the tracks collapsed. Rubble from the tower laid everywhere. But there was worse to come. Gordon was nearing the broken bridge. When he saw the accident, it was too late, and Gordon plunged off the broken track. Then Molly came along. She came down the hill and crashed into the back of Gordon's coaches, and she and her trucks fell off the line as well. Then there was more trouble. Douglas was coming through the tunnel with a load of logs, and he crashed into the rubble on the other side, and he and his load of logs piled up heavily. mess that followed was terrible. It was one of the worst accidents the island of Sodor had ever seen. Engines, coaches, and trucks lay everywhere. Elizabeth soon arrived with the Topham hat. Whoa, easy, Topham. Ugh, now I know how Winston feels. So Topham Hatt stood in the center of the rubble. Oh dear, he said. However could all of this have happened? Just then Duck spoke up. I was getting distracted because Russ was telling me to look for Harold because he was flying upside down. I got distracted and my trucks came off the line and I crashed into the bridge supports. So Tom had turned to Russ. Well, Russ, he said, is this true? Well, it is, said Russ. But the thing is, Charlie was bugging me with the same joke earlier today, and he said that if I did play the same joke on someone else, he would stop bugging me with his jokes. Well, Russ, I can't say that I'm pleased to hear that you and Charlie have caused this. We should just be thankful that nobody was in Gorn's Express coaches. Actually, sir, there was one person aboard. The guard. Oh dear, it's not man. Well, I hope he's alright. I'm sorry to say that the guard didn't turn out to be alright, and a few days later, the hospital reported that he had been killed in the accident. The engines were not too pleased to see Russ. Well, said Donald one day, if it isn't Russ, the creator of the big city accident. If it's anyone you should be mad at, it's Charlie, said Russ. He started it all. I could care less if it was Charlie, said Donald. You're a disgrace to every railway in the world. That was it for Russ. He raced away very quickly and left his coaches and passengers on the platform. Russ, says the top hat, where are you going? Come back here. But Russ was gone. Donald, said the top hat, what did you say to Russ that made him leave the station? Well, said Donald, I might have said that he was a disgrace to every railway in the world. Just because your twin Douglas was caught up in the accident doesn't mean you can say things like that to Russ, said the top hat. I'm sorry, sir, said Donald. Should I go after him? He'll show up before you know it, said the Topham hat. But unfortunately for the Topham hat, Russ never did show up. The engines looked for him everywhere, but he was nowhere to be found. What if he fell into that old cave where Thomas found that old pirate ship? Asked Paxton. Really, said Norman. Out of all the places where Russ could have gone, you really think he could end up there? Well, it's just the thing that was on the top of my mind, said Paxton. Sorry if I'm being offensive or anything. Pah, said Dark. It's about time Russ got out of here. I knew he wouldn't be on Soda for much longer. Agreed, said Sydney. I'm pretty sure he wanted to leave the island from the day he arrived. And now that Russ is gone, we don't have to worry about him bragging about how grand he is ever again. While Paxton was a little bit suspicious and curious about what the Diesels are up to, all I could really think about was hoping that Russ would be alright wherever he was.